its rich ingredients. A unique blend of essential amino acids, multivitamins, and minerals specially formulated to combat stress and fatigue. The golden promise of Astamine is being enjoyed by more and more people who have found the deepest secret of living life at its peak. Astamine. Get healthier.
Welcome back. In the last couple of months, as a matter of fact, since we started on this platform, week on week, we have often presented Fidson Healthcare PLC to you. We've talked so much about the company as an entity. We've talked so much about the product. We've talked about their operations. Their executive director operation has been on this platform. We've talked about their finances. The head of finance of the organization must have been on this platform at least twice. And then the head of human resources was with us last week on this platform. And so their right issue is out. It opened officially last Wednesday, right? So why do you need to invest in this? You see, one of the things that is lacking in the Nigerian market is the interface between managers of quoted companies and investors. Those who are market operators once in a while do have access to them because these managers intermittently will go to the floor of the stock exchange, visit stockbrokers, and do what is known as fact behind the figure. But where do they do fact behind a figure to the public? And so most Nigerian investors ended up investing in hearsays, not what they heard directly from the horse's mouth, that is from the mouth of the managers of those companies. Maybe what their stockbrokers heard and told them. Maybe what they read on the pages of the newspaper. Maybe what they watched on the television. Maybe beer parlor discussion and such. So what this platform is trying to do is to create that interface. All you need to do is just make yourself available, and then you get to listen to us. And you see, what are the things you need to know about an organization? One, you need to know about the people. Number two, you need to know about the finance of the organization. Number three, you need to know about the products of the organization. Number four, you need to know about the assets the company has been able to create over time when it comes to the performance of the stock of the company on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I'm here. Aruna is most times here to do justice to that. So we bring Fidson to you today. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the company secretary of the company. He's been with us a number of times. You should be familiar with his name. Is Abayomi Adebanjo. You are welcome, Mr. Adebanjo.
Thank you very much, sir.
When it comes to right issue, it's actually your job as the company secretary. Now putting all the papers together, and then you keep the records of the shareholders. All right. It opened last week, Wednesday. Today is Monday, maybe the third day, or depending on the counting. If you decide to count Wednesday, we'll say today is the fourth day. But if you begin to count from Tuesday, today is the third day. The response so far, how will you rate that?
Response has been very encouraging. In fact, right from the first day, I received several calls in my office. The form is not with us, so we want the form. Some of them actually had to come to my office to pick the application forms.
All right, let's stop at that. Why is Fidson? I know we'll still talk about the finance of the company. Why is Fidson in the market to approaching existing investors? Why is the company not approaching the general public? Why are you guys so selfish that you want only existing investors to be beneficiary of all that the company represents? Why not give the general public the opportunity to so do?
Invariably, you are saying, why not a public offer?
Yes.
Why did we go for rights issue? You see, if you look at our accounts over the years, it is a case of a very high leveraged company, which means we've worked for so many years or a couple of years for the banks. The financiers of the company at that time, the investors at that time, are the existing shareholders. Don't forget that the last time we went to the market was in 2008.
But that was private placement?
Yeah, private placement. So the capital we've been using since then are the initial capital of that time, funded by these current investors. If we now...
And probably people that eventually bought in the secondary
market, perhaps. But if you look at that, it then means that the people that have been shortchanged over the years are these initial investors.
That is the existing investors.
Existing investors. So if we now think we want to work harder for them, we want to give them better return for their investment, I think
you want to compensate their
patience
and their belief
in us over the years. So we didn't think of throwing that opportunity yet to the public.
But let us talk to them first. Have they not been compensated enough? Has there been a year when Fidson did not give dividend? Has the price not also grown from how much they bought your private placement to... Yes, the price declined when the market crashed, but the market also recovered. So I do not... You
see, like I said, we want to compensate them more. There is nothing wrong in giving more to people who have been patient with you. There was no year we didn't pay a dividend. That is okay. But do we have room to give more? The answer should be yes. But that amount must be conserved first in the hands of the company, not thrown to the bankers.
Yes.
So in a very high leverage company, what we are basically trying to do is to say, let our profit remain with us. Let us give it to our shareholders rather than giving it out to bankers. So our investors bring more money. And if you do, you have a better chance of getting more than what we've been getting.
All right.
That's the basic ideology.
Yes, now that is taken. But I also know there are so many people that will probably be, connected to you and I, what we are doing now as we speak. Getting to hear that Fidson is a good company, the right is out there. What process do you think those who are not investors as yet in the company can take so that they too can still partake of the goodies inherent in being a shareholder in Fidson Healthcare?
Right. The capital market structure, and particularly the secondary market activities, as a mechanism for handling such initiatives. That is, if you are not already a member of Fidson and you desire to participate in this right, though it is not your right, there are members who want to trade their rights. All a rational investor in that regard needs to do is to talk to his broker.
Okay.
That there could be one or two shareholders who, for one reason or the other, might not want to take up his rights. They can be traded. So that is the window that is available to non-existing members who want to benefit from the...
All right, this right issue is going to be on for how many weeks?
For about 5 weeks. The closing date is 9th of April.
All right.
It opens 6th of March and it closes on the 9th of April.
So which suggests that whoever is interested should rush now and get everything perfected between now and 9th of April. Maybe there will be the possibility of an extension in case people tell you that they are not able to probably get some of those the papers, the application forms. Is there a possibility of an extension in date?
I do not think so. But as events unfold, if it becomes necessary to extend it, we shall do that.
All right.
But as far as distributing and circulating the right circulars are concerned, the registrars keep giving us the assurances that it is in the hands of those who should have them.
So what ratio are you looking at now? Because when you talk about rights, it's often a relationship between the quantity that an investor currently owns and the quantity that the company is issuing. So in what ratio is this right going to be offered?
What we have now, we have 1.5 billion shares.
Right,
issued and
fully
paid. And we are adding 750 million to it. So that is ratio 2 to 1.
1 to
2 existing, then 1 new shares.
All right.
One for every 2.
All right. Yeah. So that is, if you are an existing investor in Fidson, for example, if you are having 100 units as at last year, was it 28th
as at 28th of December 2018.
Right, 2018, you will be entitled to buying 50 units.
50 more units.
So if you have 1,000 units, you will be entitled to 500 units. All right. But let us say someone had monitored what we do on this platform so well, and so they have picked interest in the stock of Fidson, and then they desire to have more. Is it possible?
Yes, the form is designed to capture those, such desires. The form is in such that your right as it is 5. But if you decide to take more, please express that intention. And at the end of the day,
Mr. Adebanjo,
look at it.
Mr. Adebanjo, let me ask you this question. You know, money is involved.
Sure.
If, for example, I'm entitled to say 1,000 unit, at what price is 4 naira?
4 naira.
Which means I will be paying 4,000 naira.
Only.
Let us now assume that I'm interested. I want to increase my holding to maybe 5,000 units, which suggests that I will be buying additional 4,000. Yeah. Out of which, because what I'm entitled to is 500 units, but I want additional 3,500 units, and I have to pay this 4 naira, and that brings it to about plus or minus 15,000 naira. Yeah. About that, all right, to apply for that excess. You know that at the end of the exercise, which might stretch 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, if I'm not eventually giving this, my money will have been tied down. So I put the question to you: what is the guarantee that whatever quantity in excess that I request for, I'm going to get it? What is the organization thinking? Are they ready to take any excess application that comes?
It is not exclusively a decision to take. You know, this activity is being done within the regulated framework of SEC. They are yardstick for taking additional shares. So we shall apply. If perchance what we have to sell, people apply more. For instance, now we have 0.75 billion on offer. If in the end we have 1.2 billion applied for, we apply to SEC to keep as much of it as SEC will secure. And that also means operating still within that regulated environment, whoever has paid in excess has a time frame for having the money back.
Right.
Failing which it becomes interest-bearing investment on us. So everything is within the framework of regulation.
Let me ask you one personal question. And I think I asked your head of human resources last week. I asked Kunle Ajayi also. Are you a shareholder yourself in Fidson?
Yes.
Are you picking your right?
Sure.
So you are picking your right?
Sure.
All right.
Why won't I pick my rights when I know what is in there for me?
Tell me what is in there for you.
What is in there for me is, first and foremost, huge
To secure your job.
Huge capital appreciation. No. I will still keep the job even if I leave Fidson.
Right.
I mean, I will still keep the
The
shares
even when
if I
you
leave
leave.
Fidson.
How long have you been in Fidson?
10 years now.
Right.
So if I invest, it means in perpetuity, I will keep drawing income from Fidson. So why wouldn't I invest?
Okay. You want to tell us what is in it for you?
What is in it for me is the capital appreciation that I stand to benefit from.
But that's a function of perception in the market.
It's not perception only. Market must not be too detached from the realities of the company.
So what are the realities?
The realities is that the company is poised for growth, astronomic growth. In this sub-Saharan African pharmaceutical space, the company is poised to lead the market. And drugs are things you can't live without. So
we had that all the products that will be coming out from the new factory in Ota, the government has said for about 3 years you are not going to pay tax.
We have a tax holiday on a particular line, which is the infusion. We just introduced about 2 years ago, and we processed the appropriate pioneer status, application, which was granted, and that means you will have tax holiday for a number of years.
Right.
And that also means more profit.
No. I analyze talks. I don't just take whatever that is said, hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. This infusion, you said, you are not a production person. You are not also in the finance department of the company. Sorry for stretching you.
No problem.
What percentage does it constitute in the entire productivity of what comes out from Fidson? Does it take up to 10%, 5%, 20%?
You see, that line is a new line being introduced. It has come to stay. We have come to see that there's huge potential that we have not even yet explored in full.
What is the competition against such a product?
We have a few other manufacturers, but the truth of the matter is they are unable to satisfy the market.
Right.
Huge.
By your own estimation,
yes,
what percentage does it constitute in the entire productivity
of the company?
Yes.
To date, we can reasonably say it covers more than 18%.
18%.
Yes.
All right. Because at the end of the day, I will be coming out to say that if it constitutes about 18%, and then I will be coming out subsequently with a specific figure. Yeah. I want to say a very big thank you for you, to you for coming. But in case you have anything as information to pass out to shareholders out there that I have not mentioned.
I would like to indulge you, to encourage you, advise you, and give you a candid investor guide that if you are a shareholder in Fidson Healthcare PLC, it will do you all the good to take up your rights. You have invested in a company that has potential for growth, not only demonstrating that potential, but also leading the pharmaceutical space, not only in Nigeria, but poised to lead the sub-Saharan African pharma market. And you can only be better in that kind of environment. I urge you to take up your rights.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Adebanjo. I have been speaking with Abayomi Adebanjo, the company secretary of Fidson Healthcare PLC. I'm going to go on a short break. When I return, it's going to be with Aruna Kebira. We're going to be looking at Access and Diamond Bank merger. We're going to be looking at the result from Stanbic IBTC, the result from Guaranty Trust Bank PLC.